Never lose faith in your power to make the world a better place. Never let go of your hopes, dreams, and goals. Go forward with your shoulders back, your head high, and a smile. Use your enthusiasm, perseverance, and integrity to put your intelligence, talents, and passion into action. Never let setbacks excuse you from trying again. It often takes many steps to be a success. Never hold on to the old just because it is comfortable for you. Never pursue the new just because you think it will bring you happiness. Incorporate into your life the best of the old, then stretch yourself with new ideas, people, and challenges. Never let negative people influence you or direct what you do. Always face forward and see your whole life shining bright for you. Never let go of your character, ideals, or activism for the good of this world. Never let go of the passions that inspire you, guide you, and always smile on you. These passions will lead you to reach your fullest potential. Hold on to them, and they will keep you honest, caring, kind, and generous with the finest gifts your heart can give. The Grace Thrillers. Thank you, Lord, for one more year. And before that, a piece entitled Never Let Go of Your Hopes and Your Dreams by Jacqueline Schiff. That's Jacqueline, Schiff, Schiff. Jacqueline Schiff. Never let go of your hopes and your dreams. And we're pairing that delivery with Thank you, Lord, for one more year by the Grace Thrillers. Nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Wednesday, the 4th of January, 2023, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point, this is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you've downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330 606 0953. 0330 606 0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook and the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. We thank those who have logged on to the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to Power 106 FM in particular, and the radio stations and other networks of the RGR Gleaner Communications Group to get combined. All of those are available on onespotmedia.com. What's on your mind this afternoon? We're always anxious and happy to hear from you. You know the numbers to call, right? 876 922 411225. 876 922 411225. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. Let's greet those who are already online. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, who is sending shout outs all over the world. Hello to Hubert Fowlin. He says a very pleasant day to Mr. Malcolm and his listening audience. Thank you, Hubert Fowlin. Audrey Smith says good afternoon at Dervan and listeners tuning in from Southampton, England. Welcome, Audrey Smith from Southampton in England. Jennifer Stewart from Kew Road in Kencott, East Central St. James. Good afternoon to you too, and we accept afternoon greetings on behalf of all our listeners. Thank you very much. Faye Weller says good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. And to you too, Faye Weller. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Let's keep those messages coming in and we'll come back to them in a moment. But let's take a look at some of the trending stories as published by the Gleaner on their website, jamaica-gleaner.com. Jamaica-gleaner.com. The murders continue. The lead story, taxi operator murdered in Seaview Gardens, St. Andrew. According to the story, a taxi operator was murdered in Seaview Gardens, St. Andrew this morning. He's 32-year-old Javon Ferguson. He was found slumped over the steering wheel of his taxi along a roadway in the community. He was shot in the head. The murder is being investigated. And from Seaview Gardens in St. Andrew, we go to the parish of Westmoreland, and we see police investigators are now at the home of a Westmoreland cop who is suspected to have committed suicide. The body of Police Corporal Horace McDermott was this morning found inside his house, located at the Landilo housing scheme. The body had a gunshot wound. Investigators at the scene believe that the wound was self-inflicted. The deceased was stationed at the Frome police station in the parish. The loss of any life is to be regretted, and we convey our condolences to those who have lost loved ones, friends, colleagues, neighbors at the start of this new year. Another report, this time of a missing mother and infant. St. Andrew mother and infant son reported missing. According to the story on the Gleaner's website, the Halfway Tree police are seeking the public's help to locate a mother and her infant son who have been reported missing. Being sought are 18-year-old Xavier Williams and her 2-month-old son, Zarek Roderick, who are from Waltham Park Road in St. Andrew. The police say the mother and son have been missing since Monday, January 2. Xavier is of dark complexion, slim build, about 5 feet 5 inches tall. The child is also of a dark complexion. And just to or conclude this story, the police say Williams and her son were last seen in their community about 5:15 p.m. Monday. When last seen, Xavier was wearing a green and white blouse, blue shorts, and a pair of white slippers. Efforts made to contact them have proven futile. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Xavier Williams and Zarek Roderick is being asked to contact the Halfway Tree Police at 926-8184-5, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. We should try to check in with our loved ones as often as we can. It's very important. And here we go again. Just as how we ended 2022, we're starting 2023. Here's a crash. Motorcyclist in Westmoreland dies following crash. A man died at hospital from injuries he sustained after being hit while traveling along the main road in Numpreel, Negril, Westmoreland. He has been identified as 19-year-old Giovanna Gordon of a Negril address. Reports from the Negril police are that shortly after 4 p.m. on Monday, Gordon was operating his motorcycle along the roadway when he was hit by a white Toyota RAV4, which was traveling in the opposite direction. Gordon sustained head and body injuries and was taken to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he was admitted in critical condition. Gordon was the second person to be killed in a crash in Westmoreland since Sunday. Oh dear. Condolences are in order. I think there for now. Thank you very much. Those are some of the stories trending as published by The Gleaner. Yvonne Barrett says, "Hi, Mr. Malcolm. Looking great. You're doing a wonderful job." You're very kind, Yvonne Barrett. Thank you. Velta Wilson says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners at home and abroad." Good afternoon, Velta Wilson in St. Thomas. Pleasure to have you join us. Natalie Winter says, "Great afternoon, all. Just checking in with you and all your wonderful listening public from sunny weather, Washington Gardens. Big up and enjoy your afternoon." And you do likewise, Natalie Winter. Donovan Campbell says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and all and listeners. Thank God for another year. Happy and a prosperous new year to you." Many happy returns, Donovan Campbell. Thank you very much. Here's a press release from the Advocates Network, published today, Wednesday, the 4th of January. And the story is that the Advocates Network, AN, is calling on Jamaicans at home and abroad to join in including advocacy and civic engagement on our list of New Year resolutions. The press release says, "We invite civil society organizations, groups, and civic-minded individuals to join our advocacy in demanding better governance and human rights protection, especially on the issues outlined in this release." As we begin the new year, the Advocates Network looks back at notable events since its inception in May 2021 to December 2022, and our contributions to building national awareness, engaging discussion, and critical actions related to human rights and good governance. While we did not realize all the outcomes we wanted, we recognize and acknowledge the government's positive response on some issues, and we're encouraged by the gains made through the robust collective advocacy, not only of the Network, but other civil society advocates. This augurs well for our democracy. However, to improve governance and human rights in Jamaica in 2023, we all must do more. Our New Year resolutions are to pursue at least 10 unresolved issues from 2021 2022 with even greater vigor in 2023. As indicated below, see more details in the table attached entitled 2021 to 2022 Advocacy Network Campaigns, Outcomes and Unresolved Issues. Let's turn up the volume of our collective voice and make a resolution to demand: 1. A comprehensive national all-of-society approach with bipartisan support to reducing Jamaica's epidemic murder rate and addressing criminality beyond the focus of state of emergency. Immediate steps, this is number 2, immediate steps to establish a Jamaican Republic, starting with tabling relevant legislation to remove King Charles III as head of state, establishing a broad-based constitutional reform committee with a clearly defined timetable and deliverables, and implementing a comprehensive public education program about the Republic and the required referendum. 3. Immediate reform of the education system, including addressing African hair discrimination and appropriate uniforms in school. 4. Accountability and adherence to the law by government ministries, departments, and agencies. Will government officials caught on video at a party with Minister Floyd Green be held accountable for possible breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act, DRMA, like so many other Jamaicans? B. Will the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, be held accountable for possible breaches of the Public Bodies Management and Accountability Act and the Firearms Act? C. Will Minister Johnson Smith be held to the same standards of accountability as other government officials, including the completion of the acceptance of gift form for funding paid to Fin partners? And D. How many public sector boards are compliant with the Public Boards Management Act, PBMA? Number 5, these are, let's just remind those who have heard already and enlighten those who haven't. We're reading a press release from an organization called the Advocates Network, and they have listed the 2021-22 Advocacy Network campaigns, outcomes, and unresolved issues. So they have numbered these outcomes and unresolved issues, and we're now going to number 5. Better standards of representation. Example, a code of conduct for parliamentarians, debate the Constitution Impeachment Amendment Bill 2021, and a disciplinary committee hearing for MP George Wright. 6. Better stewardship of agricultural lands and urbanism, especially affordable housing, squatting, development, and land titling. 7. Better response to and prevention of gender-based violence. 8. Guaranteed general rights of full access to Jamaica's beaches and rivers. 9. A livable wage for employees. 10. Better working conditions for farm workers and full disclosure of fact-finding team report. Good governance and human rights protection in our democracy requires that a wide range of voices are heard in shaping the social and economic outcomes that we want. In 2023, the people of Jamaica must resolve to make their voices heard. Our voice matters. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. We now ease up in 2023. Those are the words from the press release issued by the Advocates Network. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 876-922-4112. A couple of messages before we move on. Precious in New Monkland, St. Thomas, says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Read the letter that I sent yesterday. I received a visit from a consultant who spoke favorably concerning the incident. Thanks for your help. Blessings always. Precious from New Monkland, St. Thomas." Well, that's encouraging news that someone has responded so far. Please keep us posted until that situation is brought to a close. James in East London is regaling us, as usual, with the stories of happenings in the United Kingdom. British personal trainer shot dead at guest house in Jamaica. That's what is being reported in the United Kingdom. Multiple police teams were searching for suspected burglars. A police helicopter spotted overhead in North London in the early hours of this morning was searching for suspected burglars. The Met Police have revealed, despite multiple police units being deployed, the suspects fled the scene and were not found. Former funeral home owner sentenced to 20 years in prison. Sunak urged to get on with it after pledging to stop the boats, and this must be the illegal migration that is being referenced here. And that's about it. Thank you, James in East London, for sharing the stories coming out of the UK. This one says, "Hi, Mr. Malcolm, love the song. What do you think about what is happening in the United States Congress with the speaker race?" Well, at some point, there's a German expression, or an expression attributed to the Germans, that wisdom is knowing when to solve a problem and knowing when to let the problem solve itself. Wisdom is knowing when to solve a problem and knowing when to let the problem solve itself. One way or another, it will be worked out. One way or another. But it just goes to show where we are, that, and it's funny that this should be used now, because when was this now? Back in let's see, back, which year was that? See if we can bring it up. Let's see if we can bring it up. But the point we're going on to make, there are a couple of stories on speakers of the House. One moment, please. Importers. The Jamaica Customs Agency is making its contactless clearance process for non-commercial shipments available until January 6, 2023. This will enable you to clear your cargo without having to visit a warehouse to do a physical inspection. Here are your options. You may request contactless clearance through a freight forwarder. Your freight forwarder may offer contactless clearance to you. Your agent will indicate if you've been selected under the contactless clearance process. Importers, use contactless clearance and avoid the wait. For further details, email contactlessclearance@jca.gov.jm. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
holiday season is filled with happiness and cheer, but it can also be a time of danger for road users. Here's a holiday road safety tip from Petroleum Limited in association with the Road Safety Unit. Buckle up. Wearing your seatbelt dramatically reduces your risk of death or serious injury. Ensure that all children are strapped in appropriate child restraints. Safety restraint systems save lives. Make this holiday season a safe one for all. A holiday road safety tip from the Road Safety Unit and Petroleum Limited, where safety is our number one priority.
Right. So since we're talking about of the house in the US, there's a let's go back to 1995. Newt Gingrich, the Republican from Georgia, was formally elected Speaker of the US House of Representatives. He was the first Republican to hold the post in 40 years and the first Georgia Speaker in over 100 years. 16 years later, and Newt Gingrich, well, 16 years after that, Newt Gingrich was still trying to create history. He finished fourth in the Iowa caucuses in his bid to become the Republican candidate to take on President Obama in in the election. Gingrich was that now in New Hampshire, as some analysts put it, lying in wait for the former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney, who had a narrow victory in the Iowa caucuses. So that was 95. Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich formally elected as Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives. Now let's go to 2006. On this day in 2006, Nancy Pelosi became Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives. She was the first woman to hold the position. Nancy Pelosi became Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives. She was the first woman to hold the position. Now it remains to be seen what's going to happen this time. Guess who was in the news on this day in 2011? Let's tell you. On this day in 2011, one of our colleagues, Richard Flowers, his mother, and another female made the front page of the Gleaner as one of the good Samaritans who delivered a teen mother's unexpected twins. That's etched in the annals of history, never to be erased. Well done, Richard Flowers. Well done. Well done. So that was 2011. What a thing. And back to the traffic tickets. Another reminder that we've been grappling with this and we're still grappling with this issue. 2013. On this day in 2013, the Police Traffic Division revealed that it now had more than 60,000 arrest warrants for persons with outstanding traffic tickets. Most of the warrants, according to head of the division, Senior Superintendent Radcliffe Lewis, remember him? According to Senior Superintendent Radcliffe Lewis, the head of the traffic division, most of the warrants were for tickets issued. Most of the 60,000 arrest warrants were for tickets issued before the September 2010 cutoff date for the amnesty. The rest were for tickets issued subsequent to that. So, we always like to go into the archives and remind ourselves of where we were 5, 10, 15, 20, 60, 100 years ago and where we are today. Yesterday, we shared a piece of history having to do with the weather. There was a serious weather which resulted in serious flooding. We shared that yesterday. Today, there's another story having to do with the weather conditions at this time of year in Jamaica, and we could go back to 1998 when heavy showers dumped gallons of water on Portland on this day in 1998, leaving 6 people dead, 250 families homeless, and a massive landslide, which reportedly buried about 4 people. 6 houses and a shop were washed away by fierce floodwaters. The huge landslide occurred in the Rio Grande Valley. This was 1998. So, again, it doesn't hurt to pay attention to some of these weather situations and the times that they occur, or the time period within which they occur, and to check if we have a trend developing. Let's say you have seen it over 3 years or more, then it becomes a trend. But so far, knock on wood, nothing of that magnitude in recent years. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Welcome to Karine Campbell. She says, "Good day, Mr. Malcolm, viewers and listeners. Thank God for life and another year. Happy New Year to you and the staff of Power 106 FM. Keep up the good work." Thank you very much, Karine Campbell, and all the very best. Hope for the World says, "Love your introduction in 3 foreign languages." Thank you very much, Hope for the World. Cherry Henry says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners." To you too, Cherry Henry. And keep those messages coming in. We're taking your calls. Remember, continuation from yesterday. We're asking you to share your reflections on 2022. What are some of the issues and experiences and perspectives of 2022? And we also would love to hear your projections or prognostications for 2023. How hopeful are you from what you have heard, read, and experienced? How do you feel about 2023? So we're still giving you an opportunity to express yourselves. Remember, it is deliberate to have a program where most of the airtime is dedicated to the listeners in a significant way. Yes, we have features from time to time, and we conduct interviews from time to time, but we want to emphasize, because we get the impression that people don't recognize enough that this platform is for them and that it provides a position from which people can freely express themselves without, as my late mother would say, without talking with water in their mouth. That's the idea. But of course, we also want to encourage good behavior. So we would expect this to be done, to be conducted in an atmosphere of mutual respect. Respect. Very important. Ash, oh my goodness, I don't think you have a job when you go back to the UK. I can't believe it. You're still in Jamaica. It's about 2 months now. My word. She says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Just tuning in from Keystone, St. Catherine. It's good to have you on board, Ash. We don't have to ask. You obviously have been enjoying your time, so much so it doesn't seem as if you're going back to England. But anyway, whether you head back to England or you stay with us here in Jamaica, we'll be happy for you." Yvonne Barrett says, "Happy New Year, Mr. Malcolm. I wish you all the best for 2023. The very same to you, Yvonne Barrett. Thank you very much for your message. Keep those messages coming in. 876 922 4112-5 are the numbers to call. 876 922 4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. We still have messages to clear. Let's go to Cuban in Georgia. He says, "Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. I have a burning issue with the 21 million given to the 63 members of parliament and how it was spent, and an accountability of the public funds, and if there's any money that wasn't spent by the said MP, and how these funds can be reimbursed to the state and taxpayers." Can we suggest to you, Cuban in Georgia, based on your interest in good governance, that you check out an organization called JAMP, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. Jamaica Accountability Meter Program. This is an NGO, and they collect very good data. They have sound data, factual data, which you were sure, Cuban in Georgia, would find pretty useful in getting answers to the questions you're asking. The Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal is funded by the European Union. And on the website, you can Google them, jampja.org, jampja.org. Some of the things you will see: JAMP at work, 89 breaches tracked. So they have detected 89 breaches and have tracked these breaches. 64 responses received. So these would be queries of certain decisions and positions. 54 actions taken. Now that's significant as well. Action taken as a result of matters being brought to the attention of the relevant authorities. So this is not a joke thing. This is the real deal. Serious business. They put a lot of work into this. So Cuban in Georgia, check out Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. And the meter here is spelled the American way, METER. The English way is METRE. The English spelling of the word meter, METRE. The American spelling is METER. And then there are the monitoring tools. There's the Accountometer, the MP tracker to track what your MP is up to, legislative tracker to check if they're doing any work in Parliament. We're not surprised. Is it today's Gleaner we were reading, where a significant number of our members or political representatives have been habitually late. Habitually late. Let me see if I can sign into the e-Gleaner here and bring up the information. Habitually late. It's a big problem. And it's not just a politician problem. It's a Jamaican problem. It's a Jamaican problem. Let's see if we can bring it up for you after this break. So the story tells us something that we know, that there's a thing in Jamaica called Jamaica time, which is any time, quite frankly. Jamaica time is any time. There was an attempt several years ago to start a campaign encouraging us to give due regard to time in this country. And they had repaired the halfway tree square clock that was repaired. It's now in disrepair again. They had set up a couple of clocks at the Bureau of Standards, Jamaica, one on the Hope Road side. And where was the other one? One on the Hope Road side. I'm just trying to look at it in my mind's eye. Oh, one on the Hope Road side, and I think the other one on what's the name of the road that the road that the Bureau of Standards is on. Winchester. Thank you, Davin. Winchester. So they had two clocks, one on Winchester and the other on the Hope Road section of their property. And the Governor General at the time, I think, had something to do with it as well. And then after a while, it just died. And we don't care about we've gone back to not caring about time. So I don't know if we'll ever get there, or in cases where we were there, if we'll ever get back there. That remains to be seen. But the story on the front page of the Gleaner: parliamentarians flunk punctuality. The upper house has failed the punctuality test. The upper house is the Senate. The upper house has failed the punctuality test for 2022, with every sitting between January and November starting late. Legislators in the lower house, while recording an overall failing grade for punctuality, fared far better. Of the 68 regular sittings of the House of Representatives, 48, or approximately 70.5%, began by 2:05 p.m., within the first 5 minutes of the scheduled starting time. However, when sticking to the 2 p.m. time for the sitting as dictated by the rules of the House of Representatives, 28 began on time, with a punctuality rating of about 41.1%. The standing orders of the Senate stipulate that the meetings of the upper house shall commence at 10 a.m. Of the 27 regular meetings of the Senate in 2022, on July 29, lawmakers started the business of the House at 10:22 a.m., the earliest recorded over the period. The data which the Gleaner requested from the Houses of Parliament showed that the average sitting of the Senate got underway between 10:45 a.m. and 10:55 a.m. The latest recorded start last year was 11:07 a.m. on June 24, 2022. January 13, 2022 was cited as the latest starting time for the House of Representatives, when lawmakers started the business of the country on that day at 2:23 p.m. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Marissa Dalrymple Philibert, has been consistent in her push to get members of Parliament to attend the sittings on time. On October 12, the lower house started its sitting, but later discovered that it was in breach of the standing orders, as a quorum was not reached. At the time, Dalrymple Philibert warned that she would allow for a 5-minute wait for the quorum to be met, failing which she would adjourn the sitting. And it goes on. So that's a story telling us what we know already, that we're not very good when it comes to time in Jamaica, and that there's a thing called Jamaica time, which is anytime. And that has had implications for our parliamentarians. Let's share some more with you. Cuban in Georgia sends us a rejoinder. He says, Sir Malcolm, as the overseer of the people's investment and business, I have to ask these questions of the governing authorities. And you have, and we have directed you to a website which you should find quite useful in informing yourself as to the nature and extent of the performance or lack thereof of our political representatives. Here's a message from Horace, otherwise known as Spider. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Following up on what you were asking yesterday, the water is still off. Well, let me check something because I did see a message from Andrew Cannon of the National Water Commission, which I didn't get around to checking. So we're going to check it now. He says, all right. So we now have Andrew Cannon is directing us to send all queries, the queries that we sent to him yesterday, and all other queries from here on in to Sadiki Brooks, who is, he tells us, the acting person. All right, so let's save this person's contact information. And let's see. All right, let's send these over to, let's send these messages. Who is it? Was it, what's his name? Yesterday. Oh, Spider. So stand by, Spider. We're going to forward to you the contact number and the essentially the response from Andrew Cannon of the NWC. So let us do that right now. And we're going to forward that information, Spider, to you. There's a cell number there which you can call to register the concern that you have. So we just sent the messages, Spider. Please keep us posted. This one says, good day, Sir Malcolm. I hope that the former funeral owner who got 20 years wasn't as a result of his robbing the dead or the living. And that's Patrick. Patrick says, I am sure that Cuban in Georgia will not get the information from JAMP. Dervan, please get this info and share with us. Too much corruption in Jamaica. Well, we've put the information out there. We did. And what, you didn't hear it, Patrick? It's out there. Just Google JAMP, JAMP, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. This one says, how many city center clocks in Jamaica are working? Start with downtown, Crossroads, and Halfway Tree. Patrick. Well, we were at one stage on a campaign, Patrick, where virtually every day we kept asking and talking and highlighting the malfunctioning clocks in our town centers and what those clocks say about us as a people, those malfunctioning clocks. Let's go to the phone lines. 876 922 4112 to 5. 876 922 4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon. Oh, you didn't come across to say hi? How could you? How could you not? You were there and saw me and didn't come across? So what? So what are you saying? On the radio. I did a broadcast on the afternoon. In the afternoon. Mm. To be fair to him, he did leave some information between the mayor and the chief executive officer. They left information. They expressed. I'm trying to remember. They put the information out there with respect to the work on the ward theater, that it continues, and that it is indeed a lot of work that they have been doing. That's what he has said.
I don't know what's going on there, man. That work started from 2017, 5 years now.
I know. I was there. I was there on location. I know.
6 years now with
Mm.
Christopher Alec Bill, 6 years. And look on the amount of work take place in Jamaica. Look on the Harmony Park. It take around two years to finish. And you can't paint a building in 6 years.
No, it's more than painting.
Hey,
It's more than paint. If it was painting alone, it would be handed over by now.
look on the Simon Boulevard building and see how long you think they'll take to the army finish it. Look on the amount of building still up by the time then. 6 years, 6 years. So you as a broadcaster, you really accept that?
No, it's not a matter of accepting it. I don't know what the nature and extent of the work that is being done. I don't know. It You might look at it as just another building, but if you really think about it, when you think about a hospital like Cornwall Regional Hospital, for example, which billions of dollars has been spent on Cornwall Regional Hospital, and it's like they with all these experts from wherever, and they hold on, and they couldn't bring that project to a close by completing the work.
I understand what you're saying, but before you go, what I'm saying is, you can't put a little paint on the outside, DIY on the inside, just to make the city look a little, get a little life. You can't put
Yeah.
two um, paint, some virgin paint or whatever you say, and
No, but I am with you. The Ward Theatre is my place. That's where I was.
no,
That's where I was discovered. So the Ward Theatre. Hold on, I'm saying to you that the Ward Theatre doesn't mean as much to you as it means to me because of my experience. So I feel the same way. That's the point I'm making. I feel the same way.
no, I'm not talking to you, though. I'm saying
Mm.
me when it take you 6 years to fix up one building, you can put a little paint outside,
I agree with you.
Yeah, because the place look pretty, man. Anyway, the next thing,
Yes.
I think the one about killing was born in this country,
Mm.
because the people in this very sad. A lot of sad people live in Jamaica. A lot of people were sad.
What would have made us so sad?
I don't know, but a lot of people in Jamaica is not happy. And the simplest thing you talk to them about, they want to kill you or fight you.
And to think that several years ago, Jamaica was listed as the happiest place on earth. Do you remember that?
But not again. I don't know.
So you're agreeing that it was?
I don't know, according to what they say.
Hold on, don't move. One moment, please. Yeah,
a man and his mother was watching grandchild out there. Him drawing gun because of disruption of people pass. Man shoot man out there. You must hear the news and a mistake me make. So why the commissioner of police? Never call another week, you know. No, it's a stop, man. Airport is a emergency. The one airport, the one over there. So why don't have to watch Bengal out and watch photo there? It shouldn't be so, Mr. Malcolm. Me no go, you know, my bedroom, but me listen radio. It shouldn't be so. It
Yes.
shouldn't. All right now, come back with get rid of king and get rid of queen. From 1958, that the man the paid me house, him lose the referendum, and find that until now, so much paying people and Mr. come there. They may do nothing. Me not telling you new Queen Coast, like Mr. Champion and them. Things don't just come there. Me tell the original senior one them. I will give them a go with someone come. They don't want to lose them put in him. Me don't know if you apologize for one big guy, the world best liar. You know, Johnny Cochran. Me don't know if it's, but me don't want to comment. You hear me talk with this man, most you do.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
I saw you never just this morning.
Mm.
Somebody said me to me do something where I'm to play tape, then can't play. But anyway, me not going to details. We talk over it. So me not take for one come put me burden by the other side. Me chat and done. Me put me a open pack in my band. Me got crab sign, crab cancer man. Me bite that when me a bite. But if you shape me, the crab can go off my hand now. And I have to come out. Yeah, come back to the airport, and that is not right, Mr. Malcolm. At the one airport.
Yes.
And even then, too much crash was going on. Where might be the airport now? You see the barrier like when the park, when me tell the put no, that. And look how much crash and what? Overtaking. Every crash, every barrier was there. It couldn't happen, the overtaking. Calm.
Well, I'm not sure in our traffic environment we can ever say it couldn't happen. Every and anything has
No,
happened
no,
in
no,
our traffic
no, the
environment.
type of overtaking.
Mm.
You come, me go.
That's the point I'm making. That
Yeah,
we have some people in Jamaica, some real daredevils,
yeah,
who are prepared to do anything, anytime, anyhow,
yeah.
and help to create chaos in the environment. Yeah.
Anyway, the chief parent. I heard by the news, I believe you were talking to some of the landlord or the police. They find him house there.
Yes.
They will find there's a fellow out there.
Suspected suicide.
Some years ago, a policeman Sunday get some mineral mix about his alleged that a policeman get shot from mineral reprisal. Me have waited one thing over the island now. So somebody you can do company of the you could find research, you know.
Hmm.
Me never reprisal, but them things are just something, you know. Anyway, this is how it talk, you, sir.
All right. Thanks for the
Thanks for
call, Mr.
listening. Thank
Coombs.
you.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. A couple of updated stories coming through on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. We'll take a look at them when we come back from this break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 3:13.
Let your voice be heard. Watch TVJ, TVJSN, JNN, or One Spot Media and vote for your favorite in the National Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year Awards, People's Choice Performance of the Year Award. Vote from Fabian Allen's CPL catch for the Jamaica Tallawahs, Shelly and Fraser Price's World Championships 100-meter win, Nicholas Hamilton's won the goal in the Jamaica Premier League, Sharika Jackson's 200-meter World Championships win, the Reggae Girls' 4-0 win over Haiti. Vote by text or voice to 876-444-2473 or online at the RJR Gleaner Sports Foundation website or any of the websites of the RJR Gleaner Group. Sponsored by VM Group, J. Rand Bevue, Main Event Entertainment Group Limited, the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Pure Country, Free Your Image Consultancy, Television Jamaica, the Gleaner Company Media Limited, TVJ Sports Network, Radio Jamaica Limited, Hits 92 FM, Power 106 FM, RETV, Jamaica News Network, and One Spot Media.
Couple of as we said, since the last time we checked on the Gleaner's website. PNP MP distances himself from brother's arrest in airport drug seizure. People's National Party PNP Member of Parliament Michael Phillips has acknowledged that his brother was arrested over Monday's major drug seizure at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. The police report that about 7 a.m., anomalies were detected on a suitcase destined for the United States of America during routine security checks. A search of the luggage was conducted, and the illicit drug, with an estimated street value of 600,000 US dollars, was found, according to the police. A manhunt was launched, and a suspect was subsequently apprehended in the Kingston 6 area. He was arrested for reasonable suspicion of breaches of the Dangerous Drug Act. In a statement today, the MP said he is in no way connected to the incident. I am not the subject of any investigation and have no reason to be involved with it, Phillips said. We are both sons of the late Mrs. Mignon Phillips and have never resided together as brothers. I am aware of social postings which have resulted in me being called by friends concerning the matter, and hence I have decided to make a public statement setting out all the information I have concerning it. The issue is unrelated to me, and therefore I am and remain unconnected to it, he said. The words there of Michael Phillips, the Member of Parliament for Northwest Manchester, I believe it is. We'll come back to a couple more of those developing stories after we take a few more calls. 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Yes.
Good,
Yes, good afternoon.
good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
I am I am 60 years old, and I am in shock to think that somebody today would actually try to put cocaine in a grip and take it abroad. I thought those days were impossible. Such things were impossible because there's no way you can pass America. You can't pass Miami with that. Nothing can pass Miami. Like that is, I am shocked. So people really believe so they can do that.
Yeah, well, you used a key word there, which is shocked. There is, if we expect, we usually expect as human beings things to go as normal, that things will happen in what is called a normal way. And we know normally there are multiple different kinds of checks that are done and scanning machines that are used, etc.
Yeah.
But there is also there are also what are called random checks. And so depending on how you carry yourself, maybe how you look, maybe who you relate to. In fact, holding a conversation with an immigration or an immigration officer, just by the way, might cause that immigration officer to neglect his own duty for whatever reason, not bothering to check you, so to for a manner in a manner of speaking, because you must be a good guy because you were talking to me a while ago, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's the unexpected. It's the unexpected now that's where the shock comes in, because you expect things to flow a certain way. So it's like people who say, well, you're not gonna have the same kind of security at the U.S. embassy or the the British High Commission because this is Jamaica and this is a low risk country. But then that is all the more reason why you have to do it, because there are those looking at the country as low risk, just as though you can look at some people as being low risk. Because, hey, who is this? This is the brother of so and so, the father of so and so, the mother of so and so. And there's a tendency in Jamaica to for that to come to the top, to rise to the top, and everything else doesn't matter. That kind of thing. But I'm not making a pronouncement on this case. It will all come out in the wash in court.
Yes, yes.
But it's the same thing I thought when with I've been noticing more cocaine cases now, more incidents, whether it's not a boat that bring in the cocaine or some other means by which this cocaine was brought in or was being transported. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I was saying on the radio that I thought cocaine was a thing of the past, in a manner of speaking. I didn't realize that people were still so into it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one of those things. I'm as shocked as you are.
I see. Sir, just like how that caller was speaking about the garbage in the streets of Kingston and so on, it does make normal people sad and depressed to see all that filth
Yes.
in their city. At least normal human being would be depressed
Yes.
to see all that garbage. And another thing that I wonder about is the spectrum of the radio. The radio, it seems to me like a lot of stations are bleeding into your station. And it's like, say, yeah, lose power.
Mm.
You was not on the radio for about 2 weeks past, recently.
What's a general area where you are without being St. Elizabeth?
Marlborough area.
Okay.
And I was like thinking to myself, I said, isn't Power 106, wasn't that JBT one time?
No.
No.
It's a brand new station started by the Gleaner. The Gleaner applied for a radio license and got it.
Oh, I see.
Eventually, because they had been trying to avoid a situation where we have this all-powerful media entity, print, radio, TV, cable. Well, it has happened. They were trying not to have it happen. And that's the people who grant these licenses. They usually stick out. In fact, they had been sticking out on the Gleaner for many years until they finally gave in or caved in.
Well, I would like to know, why is it that other stations are bleeding into your space?
Yeah, we used to bleed into other stations. When we were at 6 Bradley Avenue, the Power 106 FM signal was so powerful that once you got to that corner to turn onto Balmoral, you just automatically hear Power 106 on your radio. So that was some kind of overmodulation taking place. And they subsequently worked on it, and it was fine and still doing well island-wide. But over the years, for whatever reason, our transmission system, well, let's just say our transmission system, the Power 106 FM transmission system has seen better days.
Well, it seems to me, just as a novice, that they are allowing too many other...
on the dial.
Yes, too many. I mean, can't they be satisfied? The people who run the show, them can't realize that there's such a thing as too much. It's like how many radio stations now? About 50?
No, not that many. Closer to 30 plus.
Yeah, 30 plus. I mean, enough is enough now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And a lot of them is garbage anyway. With what they broadcast is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, some of them I'm sure would disagree with you. So, yeah, some of them would disagree for various reasons.
Yes. But your Power 106 needs to be firm and protected.
Yes.
We don't need to go over bleeding in. That's not right. You know, RGR 406 and them station.
Yeah.
But we don't. I would need the confidence and surety of turning on your radio and hearing your radio station. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's an issue that we've been grappling with for some time, and I've talked about it openly, publicly, on radio, etc., on air and off air. And one of the things I've done off air and on air is to share the information. Once we get a complaint that people are not hearing us for whatever reason, we try our best to share the information with the engineers in our WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
But we apparently need to have some more sustainable fixes as opposed to temporary relief.
So let me ask you, can you tell in office when you are missing across the country, like when a line is down or so?
No, unless
from
it
the office?
unless it goes in the area where I'm listening. No.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So we have to call and let you know.
Or message, text, or WhatsApp or something
Yes,
like that.
right. I mean,
Yes.
so we the listeners have to contact you to let you know that you're silent over here.
Except that, yeah, that has been the case. But also, as I understand it, there are designated individuals in every parish
Yeah.
who work with the engineers, so
Yeah.
so that they are supposed to keep their ears out there,
Yeah.
so that once a transmitter is down, they should automatically spur into action.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And so technologically speaking, you can't know in the office without you get a call.
Yeah, pretty much, unless
Right.
unless the
That's
power
what I'm
cut is
asking,
right
yes.
here at at Lyndhurst Road. Unless
Yes,
it's
yes.
at Lyndhurst, and even so, we have these standby generators. So in a matter of seconds, it rolls back on or something like that.
Yes. Last thing, the happiness
Index.
index.
Yes.
Who is the happiest country? Is it Europe?
I didn't even check. The recent. I just did a quick. Let me see. Happiness
But
index.
it's probably Sweden because they have a nice welfare system.
Happiest countries in the world. Let's see what we have here. Let's go down the line. Where is it?
I used to think that Jamaica was a
Sorry,
country.
in its 2021 update, the report concluded, the World Happiness Report, in its 2021 update, concluded that Finland is the happiest country in the world.
Wow. And they're freezing now, right? And we have sunshine and we can grow watermelons and cantaloupe.
Yeah.
And we're so sad.
Well, they say to determine the world's happiest country, researchers analyzed comprehensive Gallup polling data from 149 countries for the past 3 years, specifically monitoring performance in 6 particular categories. Number one, one moment. We'll come back to that in a moment.
Yes.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
Lord Keisha, you hear about the little girl who get shot in the community last week?
What do you mean?
I mean, see things are going to get even crazy, I know, because them boy they smuggling some new gun the other day.
If me could have said something without bad man hear about me name, I would have talked with me know a long time, because for them foolishness always come back to hurt the innocent people in the community.
But you know, say, them have one program where you can actually give information to the police secretly, Customs join up with Crime Stop and start one campaign named Tell Us. So people can give tips and nobody nothing will say them. Them will give out money if the reward lead to an arrest or them can find the gun them.
Boy, honestly, me kind of afraid, but things can't continue, so me ready to tell them what me know.
You're right. We have to put a stop to it.
The Jamaica Customs Agency wants you to tell us what you know. Call Crime Stop at 311 to share information about illegal guns and other contraband coming through our borders. The Jamaica Customs Agency, country above self.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on both sides of the story, Power 106. Thanks for holding.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the
Happening.
the happiness index. So the 6 areas they monitor performance in 6 particular categories. Number 1, gross domestic product per capita. Gross domestic product per capita. I think ours is $5,000 for the whole year or something like that. 5,000 US.
What exactly does that word mean? Does it mean production or what you earn?
Earnings, I think. Gross
Earnings,
domestic
yeah,
product,
okay,
yes.
yeah.
Right. So they look at gross domestic product per capita, social support,
Social support.
healthy,
That's our family.
yeah, and looking out for the vulnerable, because
welfare and such.
right, because that's critical. That's critical. Any government anywhere in the world has a duty to look out for the most vulnerable in the society and
Right.
grant relief where necessary. So it's sorry, go ahead.
In our case, that would be practically the whole population. Because we're not earning up now, we're not producing.
Yeah, we're lacking in that department.
Yes.
So
all they need to do, all the government needs to do is invest in the country every year. Them invest some money in agriculture. Make sure so we have water, and we have the sunshine already. We have everything.
Yes.
And just encourage us to. We can produce our own food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But you just need water. There's no water infrastructure.
Yeah, and just an indication here that the Jamaica's GDP per capita for 2021 was $4,587 US dollars. That's
not much.
A 1.67% decline. When you start talking about places like Singapore, you're looking at closer to 50,000 or something like that.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Worse.
But let's just complete the areas. So they look at the 6 particular categories to determine which country is the happiest in the world. Number 1, gross domestic product per capita. Number 2, social support. Number 3, healthy life expectancy. Number 4, freedom to make your own life choices.
No, we have that.
Number 5, generosity of the general population. Now
we used to have that.
Well, I'm going to pause here because in one of the most recent publications of the Economist Pocket World in figures, Jamaica is high up there in terms of on the giving index.
You're listening to Power 106 FM.
Yes, still Power 106 FM. Jamaica is high on the giving index when you match us up with the rest of the world in terms of the most giving country. I would have to pull the book out of my library to just
look at charity.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. So we're high up there. Jamaica is high up there in terms of the giving index as a country.
All right.
Yeah. And because remember that generosity is what we extend right here at what we deliver right here at home, and also what we extend when we go abroad and we get settled, and we put we start organizations, Jamaica Association of this and that and so on, and we send back millions of dollars, billions of dollars. What's it? 2 billion or more US dollars a year in remittances.
Wow.
And also in terms of health missions, about 300 health missions a year before the interruption of COVID-19. Every year, about 300 missions with Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica from all over the world converge on Jamaica to do free eye tests, to do laparoscopic surgery and so on and so forth. So I can understand us being on that index. And also in the mix, perceptions, and that's the word they have used, perceptions of internal and external corruption levels. Perceptions of internal and external corruption levels also play a part in arriving at the world's happiest country.
I see, and because we're overwhelmed by corruption, it's hard for us to be happy.
Yeah, I can't be happy when your tax dollars are going down the drain now, can you?
Right, and we see work being done and it's not done properly.
Exactly. One pothole every year. Well, I haven't seen anything yet within the last few months, but that Trinidad Terrace and Knutsford Boulevard intersection, I don't know if they have found the solution, but I haven't seen the water settling in that area and eating away at the surface, as has happened over the years. And every year, and sometimes more than twice a year, it has been repaired. So I don't know if that's just an example of how we keep throwing money down this deep dark hole.
Yes, and even here, sensible, the roads need to be bushed, and when they are bushed in 2 weeks, then go back. So they need to be bushed properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It needs to be done properly, so it lasts.
That's it. That's the thing. But you see, if I am thinking otherwise, if I'm thinking about my own pocket, my own belly, my own family, my own party, then it means I am going to always leave some work for me and my people to come back to at some point in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
So it is.
All right. Glad to hear this. So in the Caribbean, we have any countries in the Caribbean that are happy as far as this?
Well, in the region, the Dominican Republic.
Oh.
The Dominican Republic, but
they are right beside Haiti.
I didn't check that, but
is that, no, what I'm saying is that landmass.
Oh yes. They share the island of Saint Domingue, which is shared. Yeah, Saint Domingue shared between.
So
Haiti.
Can you believe this world? So Haiti, which is I don't know what to say. Haiti, which is sad. And the Dominican Republic, which is right beside them on the same landmass. Yeah. And they're happy. Isn't that something? Human beings are something else.
Oh yes. That's what makes the world such a dynamic place.
Dynamic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the call. All the best. Right. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, man. Are you?
Fine, thanks. Are you in Portmore or somewhere in the hills of St. Andrew?
No, right now I'm heading to Barbican.
Oh.
Mr. Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
You sound like a professor a while ago.
Oh, you're too kind.
Yeah, but I want to take on 3 of the things for the happy index that you say in Finland.
Yes.
Finland do have this large informal sector that we build up here.
True.
In Finland, you have to pay your fair share of taxes.
Not like Jamaica, where 40-odd%, close to 46 or more percent of our economy is underground.
Yeah, underground. And they don't, in Finland, their welfare program is strict.
Yes.
Because they know that the older you get is the better care you're going to need.
Makes sense.
And with old people, grandchildren and great-grandchildren looking on to see how mama and papa work hard. and then they getting nothing back for it.
Yes, that's tough,
That
you know. That's
breeds
a
crime.
that's a
That's
struggle.
tough.
Mm-hmm.
That demotivates in our system.
Yes, true.
And Mr. Malcolm, the per capita income. No, Mr. Malcolm, the per capita income when you work it based on the numbers that you give me,
Yes.
and we round it off. You're going to get, if each Jamaican should get the same share, they would get $60,000 a month.
60,000 Jamaican dollars.
Approximately, yes, per month.
Yes.
Now you tell me, how long you think the Prime Minister could live off that when he reached 70? Because if Mr. Pattison, the Honorable PJ Pattison, who set that threshold,
yes,
that Andrew Holness' salary is his salary till him dead. And he is now 84 and getting Andrew Holness' salary without scratching him head. Him just lie down and big out with 24-hour security plus medical and all of that. What about the poor man in Trenchtown? You see the inequity that we have in our system?
Yeah.
That breed crime and unhappiness. You hear, Mr. Malcolm?
No doubt about that.
Mr. Malcolm, I want to ask you a serious question. Two questions. Why is it that no Exert of your program, Ralston program, or any of the other program on Power 106 ever met the news headline or part of the news on the RJ Glina group? Why?
Maybe because the news editors don't consider what we do to be newsworthy.
Even with all of your dialogue with the diaspora?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Malcolm, in your creative thinking, you went away and built so much communication with the diaspora and got through all of these contacts. And none of those conversations can make the news?
Apparently not.
No, man. And another thing, Mr. Malcolm, why is it that they don't promote a proper YouTube channel for Power 106 so that you can collect some YouTube revenue over there?
Yeah, well, most of it has been quite organic. In other words, some of the features introduced to programming and how we broadcast in this age of technology have been purely the love that some of us have for this station. So, for example, we didn't have a text line, so I came up with the idea of using my Power 106 phone as the line that people can send text messages and WhatsApp messages and voice notes. And recognizing that everybody is streaming programs, radio programs on the internet. So I just made the decision to create a couple of streams. So like we have Jamaican diaspora, and also both sides, etc., streaming online. So we haven't waited at all. We are grateful to management over the years for allowing us that space to keep adding layers to the broadcasting experience.
Because one of the things that is destroying the fabric of Jamaica is classism, you know. And if you notice that certain radio stations don't get certain government ads.
Oh, well.
So the equity, the inequity is like the government structured politics. Like if you have to have a propaganda medium for yourself in order to get your political agenda out.
Yeah.
So I don't know, there's a lot of things going wrong in this culture.
Yeah, well, I can't say I wish I had I had a pipeline heading in my direction, because my mother taught me otherwise. So,
Mr. Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
Portmore. They're planning a group of politicians, JLP politicians.
Sorry, hold on a moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4 o'clock.
Well, you heard it. Que hora es en español? Son las 4:01 et uno. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4h01. Cienzai, TDN le, CDN Liang Yi Fen. A minute past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till you get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, Mr. Malcolm, a group of GLP politicians
Yes.
sitting down and looking at the assets in Portmore and planning their political scheme how to turn Portmore in a parish without proper consultation from the people in Portmore. Telling the people in Portmore we invest billions of dollars in that in that climate risk area, how the parish going to be financed. I wonder what water these people drinking.
Was there, I thought I heard something about a town hall. Was there a town hall meeting within the last few days?
Well, there was a meeting sometime yesterday between a group of the mayor and a selected few, about 100 of them.
Oh.
Counteracting what the JLP is doing on a political basis. But look here, Mr. Malcolm. Portmore is a ghetto right now, in my estimate, as a resident of Portmore. All the gullies in Portmore want to clean. Portmore need a proper cleansing to clean up the community and prune the trees, getting the stray animals off the road. And also the informal sector that is in Portmore needs to be formalized. And the government needs to think of giving these creative thinkers 1 year amnesty to put their business in line and register to the register of companies before them do what they're doing. Because I want to ask you this, Mr. Malcolm. The International Monetary Fund, right?
Mm-hmm.
You listen to them and read them dialogue from time to time, right?
Yes.
And they are telling you that because Jamaica is a good payment country, we have decided to come up with $200 million and lend the government for 20 years so that they don't have to pay back any money. As a standby, you hear that agreement recently?
Yes.
Why is it then that the big creditors that the government owe in the PSOJ of Jamaica, like the big companies like the Grace Kennedy and the Sagicor and all of these big companies that making billions of dollars and their executive living rich big life. Why is it that they can't do like the IMF and say, well, we get a lot of money from Jamaican taxpayers in interest and all of these things. Let us give them a 5-year moratorium in paying back the loan so that the government have a windfall of money to clean up the place properly and preserve the next generation. Why these capitalists can't behave like the IMF capitalists?
I don't know if your response would be, but what do you make of what Butch Stewart did years ago? Is it along those lines you're thinking?
What do you mean, Mr. Malcolm? Mr. Malcolm, as you talk about Butch Stewart,
mm-hmm.
Say Butch Stewart, in all his wisdom before he died, left $31 million for the 63 constituents. And I know I'm going to get a Pepsi out of my share.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Mr. Butch Stewart, you remember?
Yes.
I know nobody will come and knock me and say, never see a Pepsi from Butch Stewart, 31 million. Only they get none. Mm-hmm. And all of them money they eat up. Talk about corruption.
I remember that. Yes.
Talk about corruption. Mr. Malcolm, never leave you with this again.
Mm-hmm.
The per capita of Jamaica, roughly 60,000 a month. The average parliamentarian in parliament, those that you don't even hear about, who sit down on a backbench, them get an average about between 250,000 to 300,000 a month till them dead. Because them pension and all of these things, right? You think $300,000 a month salary for a parliamentarian who sit in the backbench is a good salary, Mr. Malcolm? Talk to me.
How much money?
300,000 a month, between 250 and 300,000. And bearing in mind, all of them have second jobs and other side hustle.
I don't think they would think it adequate anyway.
Mr. Mr. Malcolm, let me tell you this. My name never Carter, you see?
Mm-hmm.
And you say me did ever have the chance to me earn like $300,000 a month till me dead. You think any criminal could earn a port more?
Hmm.
Mr. Malcolm, the police commissioner, he is a retired soldier from the JDF getting millions of dollars every year for him pension. And him come over in a national security and getting $1.5 million a month to fight crime. You think he's doing a good job?
Well, the verdict is still out at this stage.
1.5 million every month is a going to film bank book that's a tick over, sir. And you know the irony of it, Mr. Malcolm. Me go in a trench town, see, one place named Arnett Garden. You know, you do have one house in a Arnett Garden that somebody can take them land title and go borrow any money from DNA.
How come?
Then those houses don't have any value. They don't have any, what they call, location.
Got you.
My mother is 80 years old, Mr. Malcolm. 80. And she has 3 diseases in her body. She has heart disease, which was the #1 killer of the Jamaica people last year. She has diabetes and she has high blood pressure. And my mother, who shared her husband by her house cash, can't take the title in the Arnett Garden and go for crossroad in the NCB where she have her account. Go borrow even $2 million for her house to help her with her health. Suppose she never have a strong creative thinker like Neville.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Good question.
Then that may I tell you, and if you study politics in Jamaica, communities like Arnett Garden, you have Dr. Omar Davis, who the PNP says the greatest finance minister ever. And all know none of homeowners in Arnett Garden can use them title and get no collateral. You have Edward Siaga who deal with Tivoli. The same thing applies for Tivoli. You have Portia Simpson who deal with Majestic Garden. The same thing with Majestic Garden. But the whole of them are live off of some fat pension. What kind of much them do, Mr. Malcolm?
Yeah, it is one of those situations, one of those moments that you start to think, well, what if, having spent a few years in representational politics, whether a few or many, and worse if you have spent many years, what have you to show for your time in the public service? I think that would be that would make for quite compelling reading.
Yes, and look what you do with your cell phone to link up with the diaspora.
Yeah.
Mr. Malcolm, your food basket never empty.
Yeah.
And may I tell you, keep your program on the road.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. This is Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Just pulled up the story, Gordon Butch Stewart. Tourism mogul Gordon Butch Stewart will be making $31.5 million available to all 63 members of parliament for them to use to provide COVID-19 care packages for their constituents. The money, which will see each MP receiving a grant of $500,000, will form part of their Constituency Development Fund, CDF, spend. So that was announced back in 2020, I believe. Yeah, that was announced. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Dervan. Good afternoon. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Yes. I am the coffee farmer that faced the victim of injustice. It's going 1 year now. And
sorry to hear that.
I am trying everything that I could try on the face of the earth as a long-time volunteer that represent my area, my community, my country. And I'm really ashamed to know that my system doesn't work for for poorer class people.
So where's the failure?
The failure is within the representative and within us, the people, and the justice system.
Is there any hope of a resolution of your matter?
Well, I'm within me, the spirit of hope is always alive. In spite of talking and relating to all other people that tell me that I can't win rich man, and they can just take away my things like that and me go poor and broke and hungry, and my family can't be fed, my bills can't be paid. We must start back from scratch. And while they rage high with my 25 years of hard work and resources. But I believe strongly that I can, because what rightfully is mine, I should be the owner of it.
So who do you have in your corner?
I thought I have somebody, but I have nobody but God and myself.
Can you just remind us in as brief a manner as you can of the essence of your story?
Well, my story, I'm the coffee farmer that went to court in St. Thomas in the Blue Mountain that lost all my 10 acres of coffee to a well-renowned, wealthy Jamaican with a coffee company.
On what basis did you lose your property? Why?
On the basis of just in the basis of injustice, where they consider me as squatters based on I am not the face or the person that they think.
Because you didn't have documentation for the land, was that it?
I did have documentation, and I did have history, and I did have a large group of community farmers in the same capacity as I am, and I happen to lost because my lawyer or whatever or whoever know who I don't know who. I don't know anybody in the system, so who knows people better in the justice system can rig everything up, because the cards were already set to play against me from the beginning.
Well, have you tried the office of the public defender?
I did that, and they said in an article in the Observer that it is not under their jurisdiction, which I consider that to be not so clear in my knowledge.
Oh.
But I want to ask you a question. Did you know that dog and cat is more highly regarded as more than a human being in Jamaica?
No, I wouldn't believe that, actually.
Well, you need to.
Because have you ever just moved around in the general public spaces in Jamaica and seen how many dead dogs and cats and so on are all over? Because
no, I think you misunderstood my question. I said, did you know that dogs and cats have been treated 100% better than a human being here in the United States than in Jamaica, or a human being have been treated here in Jamaica?
All right, hold a moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. The management and the staff of the Jamaica Customs Agency extend a sincere thanks and appreciation to you, our valued stakeholders, for your support throughout 2022. We wish for you and your family a blessed, peaceful, and enjoyable Christmas and a prosperous new year. Driven by your mandates, guided by your core values, and girded by your motto, country above self, we look forward to serving you even better in the year ahead. Happy holidays from Jamaica Customs.
Importers, the Jamaica Customs Agency is making its contactless clearance process for non-commercial shipments available until January 6, 2023. This will enable you to clear your cargo without having to visit a warehouse to do a physical inspection. Here are your options. You may request contactless clearance through your freight forwarder. Your freight forwarder may offer contactless clearance to you. Your agent will indicate if you've been selected under the contactless clearance process. Importers, you Use contactless clearance and avoid the wait. For further details, email contactlessclearance@jca.gov.jm. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Que hora es en español? Son las 4:16. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:16. Science, TDN le, CDN, Sher Liao Fen. 16 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? All right, young people, don't come all shouting at me now to remind me that you're on a holiday. Yes, you know what we always say. Even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people, as we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. So, what, in the interest of time, what recourse is left to you now? What are you able to do? What will you be able to do to get out of this quagmire? Is he there? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
How do you plan to get yourself out of this situation?
Well, I am planning my last move is to get a news card from TVJ or CVM. That is something I'm arranging right now, and I am trying to get I'm prepared to ask you to help me get some help from the African diaspora or the Jamaican diaspora, people near and far, the farming community, because I'm not able to get any help from my MP, my councillor, or anybody. I even happened to write the Prime Minister a letter, no response. The Minister of Agriculture have me in a circle. So I'm prepared to now to go and locally with I'm trying to see how I can get some form of help towards legal fees to get a lawyer to start my case, of some form of compensation or some form of appealing. And I am asking you if there is any way you can help me to raise funds up to about $1 million, which I am prepared to give out a bank account number or something that makes sense in ways and means that the kind listeners out there in radio land near and far who is willing to assist me to get back on my feet some way or the other by helping me to challenge this legal matter, because I am totally broke. I'm bankrupt. I have no other hopes than my 10-acre copy, and even my crop have been reaped in the last crop, and there is a second crop now which they are preparing now to reap, and I need help from any kind listener.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have
that's willing to show some kindness or willing to assist me, or a lawyer who is willingly can help me in some ways and some means.
Yeah,
because I can't work. To be honest with you, I was prepared to retire because I established this farm, and there's a long story.
Well,
the next thing I hear the Prime Minister or some government people talking the other day on the radio that all Jamaicans are fully employed. I don't believe that. I don't buy that. I know that in my area and across the country, the 14 parishes of Jamaica, that there is no farmers in most rural community, deep rural community. There is no employment for families and other citizens. There is no employment because people in my area and other area across Jamaica, rural area, are not employed by government. You don't even know who is government representative.
Well, you have tried certain channels and you have come up blank.
Yes,
You have shared your story for the most part on air.
yes.
It remains to be seen if the extent to which people will respond. Um, but if they do, then we'd be more than happy to pass on your information to them.
Okay.
But you seem to be in a spot of bother.
Yeah, man. To be honest with you, I over the months, I tried to even get the verdict, and I cannot get the verdict from the court office. I just cannot get nowhere. Everything is strange, and to be honest with you, it is double strange now, and it hurts so bad to see that I have represented all these farm and this land for many years, and I am the secretary, tenant secretary for them over a period of time, and I am the only person that they took down and took my farm from 5,000 feet up in the Blue Mountain to 0 feet now where I'm standing. I mean, they have it to say that the justice system cannot wrong, but I think I know they are wrong. And I don't know nobody in the system. And because of that, I don't know anybody at all in this country in terms of in systems, mathematics. And therefore, my face don't ring a bell. I don't know any wealthy family. I'm from a poor, humble background.
Have you tried legal aid?
I've tried legal aid, and they said they don't deal with civil matter, only criminal matter, like murder and other issues.
Well,
I've even gone to the Jamaica for justice. I've gone to everybody.
what about the Advocates Network? Up to today, they sent us a press release.
I've never heard about them.
Yeah. Yes. Are you on WhatsApp?
Yes, I'm on WhatsApp.
Let's see. Do you have our WhatsApp number?
I think I have your number.
Right.
The one that
876
876
365 3346.
Yes, I think so.
Right. So I'm going to send you
some message before.
Send you sorry, a list of contacts for the Advocates Network, and somebody there might be able to assist you, because it's quite a big group and they have varying experiences, and if they are not able to deal with a matter, so for example, I'm seeing someone who has responsibility, who is a spokesperson for land, Dr. Patricia Green, and her number is here. And there's another position for land governance. Dr. Maziki Thame is an assigned spokesperson on that. So maybe they could take on your cause, or at least be advised by the professionals within the Advocates Network as to.
I
Yes.
most definitely will have to try them, but as I already have some experience that here in the system here, nobody responds to your letter. They tell us to write another one.
Yeah, well, don't close this door before opening it.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm closing.
Yes.
I'm just telling you my experience.
So can you WhatsApp your number to my number, please?
Yes, I can.
Well, do that right away, please, and I will forward the contact of the. When you look at it, you will see the people who deal with land matters.
Okay.
I mean, I could also refer you to attorney at law Gloria Brown. That's an option. She's the host of Land Solutions.
I spoke with her before on the issue, but she said it's gonna cost me millions of dollars to open back the case, and that really drives me out of discussion.
All right. Well, go ahead and WhatsApp your number, and we will save it and then send you the list of representatives from the advocates network, and then you can identify those who are who who are spokespersons on land. So there are two persons on that list.
Okay, so my number, I'm sending you my number right now.
Okay, not seeing anything yet, but looking out for it. In the meantime, let's read a couple of messages. This Inez Ayona Campbell says, Happy New Year, Mr. Dervan and viewers, and respect. Still here. Wish I didn't have to return. You're definitely a Jamaican, because Inez Ayona Campbell is saying, uh, Happy New Year, Mr. Dervan and viewers, and respect. Still here. Wish I didn't have to return back home. Now, if can you figure out what's the Jamaicanness of that sentence? Return back. Because what is return if not going back? Anyway, Inez Oyona Campbell, Happy New Year to you. Thank you very much for your message and all the very best. Still here, she says, so it means she's not back yet. Well, continue to enjoy, Inez Ayona. All the best. All right, let's. Have you sent the WhatsApp? Hello.
Yes, Dervan, but I realize that the internet is down where I'm located right now.
All right. Well, try again when it comes back up, and let
I
us.
sent it, so it will just come on. It will just automatically reach you when the internet is back up.
I'll look out for it.
Okay.
But I wish you well in the meantime, and really hope and trust that you will get the assistance that you need.
Well, yes, I am still willing to see it because it's a long time, and I can't give up like that.
Yeah.
I come to that reality that I can't give up like that.
Right. Okay.
And thank you for sharing my information and so on.
Sure.
Thanks.
No problem. Thanks for the call. Take care. Bye bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. And let's see. Miss June says, Happy New Year. Godt nytt år. Looks like Norwegian here. Godt nytt år. Norwegian from June in Norway. Thank you very much. I think she's saying Happy New Year. Let's see if that's what Happy New Year is in Norwegian. Happy New Year in Norwegian. Let's see what that says. Godt nytt år. Godt nytt år. I think that's what it's saying here. Thank you very much, June in Norway, for your message and all the very best. Happy New Year to you. Carlton says, Good day, Mr. Malcolm. Is the first time I agree with Neville. He speak the truth today. He is on point. And that's in respect of what he said earlier on. Another thread of messages. Where do we start? All right, let's go up top here. I went inside the Ward Theatre and no work is going on. The government should sell the building to the Chinese. The last time I went into the Ward Theatre was the pantomime Johnny Reggae. I was taken aback at its beauty and I felt that I was in a theatre house in England. The caller is correct when he said that downtown is dirty and water running on the streets. The Chinese contribute to the water. Let me see the rest of this message. The Chinese, where is it? The Chinese contribute to the water, and this can be seen in Old Harbor and Maypen. And these areas are operated only by Chinese, Patrick. Another message from Patrick. Mr. Malcolm, do you know that Portmore doesn't have an evacuation plan, no hospital, and poor transportation system? And then last bit of thread of message. Tell the frustrated coffee farmer to take the matter to the Privy Council. That costs money, Patrick.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:31 on Power 106.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. It's our first show for 2023, so tune in for discussions on New Year resolutions, why they fail, and how to make them stick. We'll also look at health issues that we faced in 2022, areas of concern for 2023, and the way forward. Plus, tune in for tips on how to lose belly fat. You can reach the show anytime by calling 876-9224-11225 or by sending a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Brought to you by Benson Pharmacy and Wellington Dental. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, January 4 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 28. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 28. 现在几点了？5点cha ba fen. 28 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Here is Sean on WhatsApp and our text line at the same time. Good afternoon. All right. Sorry, Sean. You have to clear up all that noise. The usual. Try again, please. We can't operate with all that noise. Who is this now? Saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year to you too. Thank you very much for the greeting and all the very best. Continuing with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello to Norman Hines in St. Thomas. Blessed afternoon to you too. Michaela Anderson says, Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon. Can you please tell me how easy is it to get an extension on the returning resident exemption? Is that the section that relates to customs? In that case, I would suggest you speak with somebody at Jamaica Customs. Other than that, you could have a word with somebody at the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA. But or a combination of both. That's what I would suggest. Hope that helps. Anthony Davis says, hi, Mr. Malcolm. I asked a watchman about the Ward Theatre recently, and he said there is no money available to fix the Ward Theatre currently. That's what I recall in those couple of interviews. The funds are not there. Funds are not there. Thank you very much for your message, Anthony Davis. Let's see who else is messaging us. Michaela Anderson says, Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon. No, I read that one already. Sorry. Let's move up the line. Sharon Wiles, Dr. Sharon Wiles says, greetings, Sir Dervan. Happy New Year and all the best. For 2023. Thank you, Dr. Sharon Wiles. Many happy returns. Yvonne Barrett says, Mr. Malcolm, every day you wake up and you listen to the news, just killing. Only God alone can stop it, says Yvonne Barrett. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you too, Michaela. Joan Edgehill says blessings to you, Mr. Dervan, and to your listening audience. Thank you very much, Joan Edgehill, for participating in the program. Thank you, and all the very best. Uh, hello as well to. So Asha Ash says, Dervan, did you hear about the tourist who got shot 12 times in a guest house in Montego Bay that came from London, England? First time in the country and dead in 72 hours. Yeah, that's a tragedy. Condolences. A Book 7 TV greeting us. Hello to you. Asha Ash says the police have the suspect in custody, a deportee from England. Greetings coming from Winston Hines as well, out of, I believe, Winston Hines is in Florida. Thank you very much. Donette Blake, hello to you too. And good afternoon to Sean Chambers. Remember, Sean, if your background is messy and loud, we can't put you on the air. You will have to exercise a high degree of decorum for us to facilitate the connection, because it can be quite annoying for people to just hearing noise and not being able to follow a conversation. So you make sure you get it together before you connect. All the best, Sean. Take care. Let's go over now to the WhatsApp line. Well, this person says Happy New Year. Don't know who it is, but Happy New Year to you too, and all the very best. And Carlton, was it Carlton who was calling us? I think we missed a couple of calls. Yeah, I think it was Carlton, but we read his messages anyway, and I think he has decided to settle on that. We also missed a call from David Crossburn. Sorry we missed your call. Here's Cuban in Georgia again. He says, Sir Malcolm, what happened to the funds from the divestment of our beloved airline, Air Jamaica, the Lovebird, and what happened to the Air Jamaica assets? The Air Jamaica building is still up in downtown Kingston. Not in a position to answer your other two questions, or the two other questions. And someone is saying, mad and homeless live on the Ward Theatre stage. So who is protecting that heritage site? It's a heritage site, isn't it? And let's move on to another development here. The World Health Organization is worried about the surge of COVID in China amid lack of information. That's the news we're getting. That's the news we're getting, that the World Health Organization, the head of the World Health Organization,